going to try to do this one in a few pieces because he's very skittish, but tonight I'll do the Figure8 puffer tank. He just happened to be out front, so I started. He's hiding now, he noticed me. I'll pause it and come out. Well, maybe he's coming out front. No, I'll pause it and be back in a moment. There he is. Come on out, buddy. This is the most photogenic he's been. Looks like he's hunting for some food. I'm going to pause it and go and thaw some bloodworms and come back for an update. Maybe recenter this camera and try to get rid of some of this crazy glare. Be back shortly. Alright, I'm back here with the Brackish tank. I got some bloodworms. Let's see if we can get a good view of him. I know the glare is horrible. It's not just the glare, it's just the lighting on this tank. I'm pretty disappointed with the way it comes out on camera, or at least the way it did today. Let's see if we can wake up the beast. He likes to come and eat right out of the tongs. I really like this tank. It's another pretty low maintenance tank. No real live plants to speak of. I can't get anything to grow in here besides Chaeto or Chaetomorpha, whatever you call it, the marine macroalgae. And there's a Marimo moss ball that hasn't died either. That's been in here since the beginning. These are really cool fish. So are the Bumblebee Gobys. They're all really cool fish. I know not a lot of people do brackish tanks, but you should. They're pretty simple. And they're really fun, really rewarding. It's just a cool fish to keep. The tank is Innovative Marine Nuvo 16. All in one tank. He won't live here forever, but he will for a little while, or at least till he gets a little bigger. I'll probably move him up to a 29 where he'll live out his life. But for now, this tank is suiting him very well. There's a lot to entertain him in here, a lot of sticks, and there's a cave system behind there that he can go play in. There's a really good current, which he seems to enjoy. He doesn't really bother the Bumblebee Gobys. They don't seem to bother him. Every now and then I'll throw in a handful of ghost shrimp. I'll go to the pet store and get them for 50 cents a piece or whatever. I'll throw in a handful or sometimes a dozen. They'll last a few months sometimes when they get a good hiding spot, but eventually he'll find them and get them. I did at one point keep a balloon molly in here, which really helped with the aesthetics of the tank. It picked off all the rocks and cleaned all the algae, and it did really well for the tank, but it started to harass the puffer quite a bit, so I had to move it on. It never really bit his tail or anything, but it always kept him in the corner, especially during feeding time. It would grab its food and then chase the puffer, and then grab its food and chase the puffer. And well, let's face it, this is the puffer's tank, not a balloon molly. Let's do another feeding bloodworms. I don't know if I said this already, but his diet consists of these. I feed these 2, maybe 3 times a week if I'm feeling generous. He eats most of them because I feed it to him like this right off the tweezers. What he doesn't eat, the Bumblebee Gobys do. And this has also got a ton of Malaysian trumpet snails. I'm not sure if he doesn't eat them, but well, he doesn't eat them because there's tons of them in here. They only come out at night, so they're smart. They go down on the gravel. You can actually see one right there. And he eats pond snails and ramshoren snails. He eats well, I bet you I throw 10 at a time probably in there. Little ones. Again, probably 2 to 4 times a week, depending on the weeks. He's got a good mixed diet. That's all I really feed this tank. I've never put any pellets or flake or anything in there. When I had the Molly, I did a little bit. I'd put some pellets in from time to time, but they really seem to go to waste because the Gobys can care less about them. The puffer could certainly care less about them. I've tried to get him to eat prepared foods, and I know, just wait it out, he'll eventually do it, but he just he doesn't seem to like the freeze-dried shrimp. He's a live or frozen guy, which is fine by me. It's simple enough to feed him bloodworms, and I make more ramshorn snails than I know what to do with, so he's a good disposal of them. From time to time, maybe once a week, once every other week, once a month, whenever I feel like it, I do exactly what I'm doing now, but with mysis shrimp. The PE mysis, sometimes even the brine shrimp, the spirulina brine shrimp, I'll do that as well. They seem to like that as a treat. I imagine that's pretty good for them, the brine shrimp anyways. The mysis as well. Give one more squeeze here. Come on, buddy. Here you go. Good boy. Or girl. I have no clue. I don't know if there's a way to sex them. There is. If anybody knows, let me know, because I sure don't. When I got him, or her, it was small. It was probably smaller than the Bumblebee Gobys in there, and it was beat up pretty bad. It was in a tank with a bunch of other puffers, all about the same tiny size, and they all were beating the crap out of each other. His fids came back to perfect in very short order. Within a month, he had regrown all his fins, and he was eating, happy, healthy. Sure is a slow grower, though. I've had him quite some time. I could probably check back in my videos maybe and get a decent idea of how long I've had him, but at least a year. I'd say I've had him about a year. I had one prior to him that only lasted about a month. I kept this tank without a top on it, and turns out when they get spooked, they jump, and they get spooked when the light turns on in the morning. And when somebody creeps up on the tank, he's very moody. He jumps a lot. If I walk by the tank and it's dark, I can hear him flopping at the surface. He does not like being disturbed. So I learned that lesson quick. Glass top it is. Alright, well, this video is going kind of long. I'm rambling and rambling. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it. I'm sure you stopped watching a while ago. But I can go back and watch it and see what my tank was like on this date. Thanks anybody who made it to the end. I'll leave the video rolling for a couple more minutes, let you watch them hunt around. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.